Your job as CEO is to shed your jobs one at a time until your only job left is CEO. In a startup, there are two very distinct phases. There is the couple people in a bedroom phase, and then there's the thing is working and I need to grow it phase. I rather hate the grab your ass with both hands in a dark room phase. I hate that phase. Don't get me wrong, I've done it 9 times, but it is the most lonely, it is the most difficult, it is the most challenging mentally for you when you wake up every day because you don't know that anybody cares. And there you need a founder or two, a co-founder or two. You need 1 or 2 people you can really count on to either build technology or go to market. And your team is probably 3, 4, 5 people. I've done it 9 times now. What I much prefer is when it works and you know people care and you need to go from 8 people to 18 people and you need to hire your first CFO. You need to hire your first HR manager. You need to hire your VP of engineering because you just had a director before. I love that stage of the company because that's where I can provide the most value. I can help you up-level the existing team as well as bring in the rest of the management team you need because it's now worth it to bring those people in because it's early, but it works, and now we're going to scale it. Part of the reason we call the fund Bullpen. So years and years ago, Bullpen was started in 2010. Chad Durbin, who pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies in 2008, World Series champion 2008, was a bullpen pitcher. He was doing a sports recruiting website called Showcase You Sports. Bullpen doesn't even have a name yet. We're just an idea. We're not writing checks yet. He pitches me in the off season on doing the sports recruiting website. I said, come out to San Francisco, come meet my crew. It was me, Duncan, and Rich. It's just the 3 of us. And he came out and he looks at us, he says something like, so Martino, you do for the seed funds what I do for the starting pitchers. Seed funds, inception stage, Series A funds, it scales and it works. What do you do in the middle? We're the 6th and 7th inning guys. And so we said we should call the fund Bullpen. So we literally named the fund Bullpen because of Chad Durbin, who was a bullpen pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. I love that stage. That is the most important leverage point in winning a game if you understand baseball too. You need to get 6 outs in the 7th and 8th inning to give the ball to your closer. It's unsexy. It's where the value's at it. It's what we're very good at my fund. So in terms of founding teams, a solo founder's fine. Don't get me wrong. I have no issue with a solo founder. Founding teams make life easier when you can round out your skill set. So I twice started a company with Chris Law, who was a product guy. I was always a technician as well as a big thinker. Chris was always the middle game guy. It was great. Chris and I were great co-founders together because I was way up here and I was way down here. I would literally stay way up at high level and then I'd get way down in the weeds. He'd do the whole middle game. Perfect co-founder for me. Philosophically, mental framework-wise, we were great fits for each other. And we ended up doing both Aggregate Knowledge and Tribe together. Tribe, we had 2 other co-founders, Mark Pincus, who was the CEO, and Val Syme, who was the head of business development. And then Aggregate Knowledge was just the 2 of us. But once you get past the founder part, you need to actually continue to play this game. What are the skill sets missing? I always tell my CEOs, when you're the CEO of a startup company and there's only 1 employee, you have all the jobs. And your job as CEO is to shed your jobs one at a time until your only job left is CEO. By the way, what's crazy about when you're CEO, I love this. Most people are like, CEO's great, you're the boss. You know, when you're CEO, you work for everybody freaking else because you're in service to every one of your management team members to make them good at their job. And so in some ways, CEO works for more people than other people think, even though you're technically the boss, because your job's to make all of them better. And you can always tell the difference between a first-time CEO and a second-time CEO. They understand this difference. First-time CEO is like, oh, so great. I run the show. Finally, I've arrived at this point in life where I could run this. And the second-time CEO is like, oh yeah, dude, CEO sucks, man. Like, all these people work for me, and like, I got to go work for them. And that's how you know your first-time CEOs from your second-time CEOs.